Hey everyone, I am at the Montgomery White Sulphur Springs rest stop in Virginia. I left home probably, well, a few hours ago. I'm heading up to Maine today. I'm gonna do a few videos of this journey from Tennessee to Maine, some of the things I see in Maine along the way. Hopefully you can hear me okay with all the traffic. But I'm planning on doing a lot of hiking in Maine, a lot of exploring. Of course, visiting family. That's the primary reason, honest. But it's a long trip. It's got to be 13-14 hour drive. I'm doing my drive, actually more like 18, and I'm doing it in a few days, so you're gonna see where I stop. I don't know how much I'm going to include in each video, but this will be a series of videos on this trip from Tennessee to Maine, my time in Maine. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a lot to see. Not a lot from Tennessee until I get, I think, up to New Hampshire, because it's all just interstate, honestly. But I'll show you what that drive looks like, how the landscape and scenery changes while I'm driving, which is kind of cool to see as you cross that big a piece of the country. And then when we get to Maine, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So let's get going. Good morning, everyone. It is day 2 of my Tennessee to Maine trip. It was a long one last night. Toward the end of the trip, I think once I was getting closer to Baltimore, there were massive thunderstorms, lightning strikes everywhere. I tried to capture those on video. That was a big stretch. We're already north of Washington at this point. I'm staying in this Airbnb. I always try to find quirky little Airbnbs because number one, they're less expensive, and number two, they're kind of fun to just check out. They have a lot of unique things. This one is sort of a shed, I guess, converted into a Airbnb. They've got an aluminum roof on it with some neat wood siding inside. There's a fire pit on the outside just next to the building. I had a very relaxing night here. I passed out pretty quick because I was just so tired from a 6.5 hour drive that turned into a 9-hour drive. So that wasn't fun. Today we are going from Northeast Maryland to Newton, New Hampshire. Really looking forward to getting into New Hampshire. It's my home region anyway. New Hampshire and Maine is just where I lived most of my life. And I am looking forward to being back so close to the White Mountains, so close to Southern Maine. And hopefully I can get up to New Hampshire, and either this afternoon, if it's early enough, or tomorrow morning, I'm gonna show you what the Southern Maine coast is like, how beautiful it is. Then I'm gonna head up to Northern Maine, show you just how beautiful the state of Maine is, and to show everyone that Bangor, Maine is not Northern Maine. There's another 3.5 hours to go, maybe even 4, before you hit the Canadian border. All right, so I want to get on the road, get going here. I'm going to show you more of some of the drive, but hopefully this time I'll be able to also show you a little more scenery, getting out of the car, especially in Southern Maine. So this is going to be, I think, a more enjoyable part of the trip after we get through New York City. I'm not looking forward to Connecticut and New York, but anyway, time to get back on the road. Hey everyone, so I'm at stop number 2 now, Newton, New Hampshire. I found this tiny little Airbnb. It's like a little tiny house. Honestly, it's just a bed, pretty much. But it's also like tenting, which is amazing because if you leave this big window open, it feels like you're tenting outside almost. You can hear the wildlife. You feel like you're sleeping outside, which does an amazing job resetting your circadian rhythm. So I feel really good today. Plus I got a workout yesterday, which was amazing, and that helped a lot too. So I'm ready to go today. I'm feeling great. Today is the day I'm looking forward to. It is the Maine trip, or the Maine section of the trip, which means I'm going to show you Southern Maine, seacoast areas that we spent a lot of time at when we lived in Southern Maine in New Hampshire. Just places along the coast that hold a lot of memories for us. We spent a lot of time there as when our kids were young, and I'm looking forward to showing you that. And then we're going to continue up through Maine. I'm going to show you some of the landscape. Expect a lot of pine trees. And so it's pretty early now. I'm getting an early start, which is amazing. It's like 6:40. So let's get going. So I hope you enjoyed those. Beautiful ocean views all up and down the Maine coast. But we are headed upstate now, and the secret you want to know when you're going up to Bangor and north is don't stay on 95 the whole way. Once you get to Portland, take 295, no tolls, and at least half an hour faster. So, and I believe it comes back together around either Waterville or Augusta, I can never remember, but it's before Bangor anyway. So, little trick. I'm headed north now. Going to show you the views. I'm not going to take most of it because most of it is the same. Pine trees, all pine trees, the whole way. I'm gonna get to Bangor. I've got to make a stop and get some Wi-Fi equipment for my computer I brought for video editing, believe it or not, and some other supplies at the Bangor Mall, which is virtually deserted at this point. Half of it doesn't even have any businesses anymore. It's just the economy of Maine. But we are headed north now. Enjoy the views.